Devin Nunes just declared it's over for Disgraced FBI by Erin Moreno for truthfeednews.com. California Representative Devin Nunes has been a relentless force for truth throughout this entire Spygate scandal, which is unfolding as the greatest political scandal in the history of the United States. Now we're learning that the FBI planted a mole within the Trump campaign to spy. This, Nunes declares, will be game over for the FBI. Nunes correctly stated that no honest American will stand for it. Let's get a little bit of this to listen to.
You said it was the mother of all leaks conducted by the Department of Justice. What were you referring to?
Well, there were two mainstream media outlets on Friday night that had lots and lots and lots of details. If any of those details are correct. So remember, we don't have any documents. We can't confirm whether there's an informant or not an informant because we've never been told nor given documents. And in fact, we've never even asked for the name of any informants or any sources whatsoever. So if any of that is true, if they ran a spy ring or an informant ring and they were paying people within the Trump campaign, if any of that is true, that is an absolute red line. There is not an honest person in this country who can believe that taxpayer dollars going to fund this ring and operate like this, like what's said in the New York Times, I think it would have quite a bit of detail on it. If any of that is true, there's a red line in this country. You can't do this to political campaigns. But I mean, this was done. I mean, according to them, this was done in the spring. I mean, before the counterintelligence investigation was even open. If that's true, we need to know about it.
So, well, the New York Times reports and the Washington Post that somebody was paid. Somebody was paid, and they were interacting with the Trump campaign. You want to call it spying? Fine. But somebody was paid. Isn't that right? That's what the New York Times says.
If they paid someone, it's an absolute red line, and this is over with. I mean, I don't know how to say this. I mean, there is no possible way that we should be allowing, even if it was legal, we should never allow this in this country. Congress should not allow for anything like this to ever occur again to any political campaign if it in fact happened, which is why I'll say again, all they got to do is provide us the documentation. If they didn't do anything like that, provide us a document so we can verify it.
Well, when you say this is over, what do you mean this is over? I mean, we have criminal referrals from the Inspector General.
What I'm saying is it's over, and when I say it's over, meaning that this whole thing is a scam. I mean, that there's real FISA abuse here. If there is real, I mean, there's real FISA abuse. I just can't imagine if what's in these stories is true. How can any American stand for this? And look, we're a separate branch of government. We've set up these capabilities. We have a responsibility to oversee these capabilities. And I'll tell you, there is not an honest person in this country that thinks it's okay if sources, informants, whatever you want to call them, go around and start passing out money all over the globe to do what? To secretly put yourself into a presidential campaign. That's not acceptable in this country.
How far up the line does this go? We know that Loretta Lynch and Sally Yates were briefed on the Trump campaign in 2016, in the spring of 2016. We know from Peter Strzok texts that he said, and I quote, President Obama wants to know everything we're doing on this. And we know that Peter Strzok told Lisa Page we need an insurance policy should Donald Trump win the presidency. So who was calling the shots here?
Well, look, there's a lot of abuse here, and so they were briefed in the spring. So we know that the FBI briefed the highest levels of the Obama administration in the spring of 2016. Shortly after that, you have Mr. Steele that gets going. He's being paid by the Clinton campaign secretly. He's also meeting with the FBI. He's digging up what ends up being totally phony dirt, by the way, who he claims got it from Russians. And so I don't know how clearly I can possibly say this. If anybody's looking for collusion, all they have to do between the Russians and a political party, all they have to do is figure out if in fact Christopher Steele talked to Russians, because there you have your collusion. They took information from Russians and they used it against the president, President Trump,
and the Democrats
and then they started, and the Democrats paid for it all.
Yeah.
And this is so I don't even know what they're investigating at this point.
So wouldn't Robert Mueller be looking at that then? I mean, Robert Mueller's investigation has turned 1. It is 1 year old this last week. Would he have looked at collusion between Hillary Clinton and the Russians then, or is that not his mandate?
I doubt it, because I mean they've never even looked into. There's all this talk about leaks. What about the leak of General Flynn's phone call with the Russian ambassador? What about that leak? Why don't we start there with leaks?
Yeah, well, that we know is a felony. Well, real quick, the IG report is forthcoming. What are you expecting from that IG report? Will justice be served?
You know, I don't have any idea. This is the Clinton email investigation. I have not met with Mr. Horowitz. I don't even know exactly what he's looking at other than what I've read in the press. But I can tell you, the cast of characters that are involved in that investigation are the same cast of characters that we are investigating at the House Intelligence Committee as we look into FISA abuse and counterintelligence operations.
And you're also...
The key point right here, listen to this. The people that are investigating are the same people are investigating. Look, listen to this right here.
Expecting from that IG report, will justice be served?
You know, I don't have any idea. This is the Clinton email investigation. I have not met with Mr. Horowitz. I don't even know exactly what he's looking at other than what I've read in the press. But I can tell you, the cast of characters that are involved in that investigation are the same cast of characters that we are investigating at the House Intelligence Committee.
You see, the same cast of characters that we are investigating. I mean, really? I mean, this is who's holding this investigation. It's like we got the rats investigating the rats. So what do we expect from this? That's why I'm saying that the IG report that's saying about the Clinton emails, I think it's smoke and mirrors to detract from the Comey IG report.
As we look into FISA abuse and counterintelligence operations.
And you're also investigating the State Department. Anything new there?
Yeah, so, well, that's the interesting thing about the State Department is we're trying to figure out how did this information make it over from London to the FBI. We've never been able to put that together because we were told many times, and this was all over, you know, it was leaked, oh, these were trusted Five Eyes sources and, you know, intelligence products. Well, as you know, we never found any intelligence products as it relates to our Five Eyes partners sending us information. So how did it get through? Well, we thank the State Department because we have people talking about this, you know, former State Department officials talking about this. So if that indeed happened, now we have something that's totally irregular. So now you're taking information from the State Department, you're opening up a counterintelligence investigation into a political campaign. That is, to say the least, it's irregular.
And we should point out that on this program you said in the past that Sidney Blumenthal and Mr. Scherer, Cody Scherer, were actually funneling information to the State Department.
Right. You kind of have you kind of have all kinds of people, right? You've got Christopher Steele working for the Democrats in the Hillary Clinton campaign. You've got Blumenthal and others who are tied and affiliated with the Clinton operation. And then on the other side, you have the FBI. They're all about at the same time running investigations into Carter Page. I mean, it's very odd.
You make a lot of good points, Mr. Chairman. Real quick before.
The thing is, remember with Skripal, the Skripal scenario, he hasn't been heard because he was the guy that said he had the info on the Clinton emails. All of a sudden, you know what happened to him. Now nobody can hear from him or the daughter. I mean, it's really like it runs deep, folks. It really does. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.